What concerns do you have about Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there. Number one.
Oh, yeah! Good morning! And welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Friday, July 12th, 2024, episode 1502 or 1. What are we at? 1502?
01, right? We just did 1500. What are you
1500.
going by twos now?
Oh, no. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's 01, right? Wait,
sometimes I wish it would end.
Is it 02?
I think it's
you might
02.
be right. I'm an idiot.
I think it's 02.
It might be 02. It's 1502, maybe.
Okay. Well, it is 1502, and we got Mark, we got Pat, and what are we talking about today, fine gentlemen?
Oh, all sorts of stuff, Wes. But I'll tell you what we're doing right now, because if you're hearing this, right, we happen to schedule our show, which is when we do our show every day. Okay, President Biden scheduled his press conference during our showtime. That's what I meant to say.
Yep.
And it's really concerning that it has not started yet. We're taping this at 6:15 Central Time, 7:15 Eastern Time. And he was supposed to go at 6 or 5:30 Central Time.
Yep.
Well, why do you think he's late? Did anything happen today?
45 minutes late.
Yeah.
Did he do anything silly today?
He did something real silly today. One of his best gaffes ever.
Was he a silly goose?
when you're literally you need to bat 1,000 or else, and you fouled earlier, which we're going to talk about in a second.
Well,
Why the fuck are you 45 minutes late?
Well, because they're all like probably calming him down after that gaffe, which we're about to get to. By the way, we have producer Eric 1 ear on that live stream if it comes up. So if we get any live, like he's stepping downs or he does any hilarious gaffes, we'll let you know. Also, Eric says we did 1,500 yesterday, guys. Come on. So we're a little bit of Biden ourselves today.
Yeah.
Off to a gaffy start.
I could have swore I put. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I thought it was last night.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
I did the two camera and I said, "Hey, 1,500," and I still didn't.
Yeah, you did it last night.
But no, great question, Wes. What are we talking about? I'm talking about it's a true crime situation. I'll break down a true crime, a murder that took place in D.C. that got real, that made me feel thumbs down. That I would give the thumbs down emoji to this murder.
To that murder?
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. Most murders get that, right?
Yeah, but I didn't have a clever tie-in, but you'll see. There's a tie-in.
So the emoji killer. And I'm talking about the horniest brothers of all time. Maybe someone call them kings of the jungle. If you get my drift. A couple horny lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, cool. You're not talking about the Dog Brothers from the remember that MTV Sex in the 90s, those two brothers from Long Island that like had the van and they were like slamming every chick.
In the van?
It's pretty great. Yeah. They like pretty much documented the horniest brothers of all time. And they were like, yeah, we slam her right here. And then he'll get in there and slam her with the Dog Brothers from Long Island.
my favorite was the MTV like I want to be this or make me this, whatever it was called.
Made.
And it was, yeah, and the guy just wanted calf implants. He was jacked, but he had skinny legs. And he goes, I just need calf implants, then I'll be the total package. And they showed him like walking around the beach with chicken legs.
Yeah, he did have some real chicken legs.
MTV
needed
real life. I want the perfect body.
Yeah, that was great.
The total package, total paquete.
All right, I'm gonna kick us off. We're gonna get into some important news. Since our man on the space beat isn't with us today, I gotta give you all an update on the astronauts, Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore, who may or may not be doomed up there at the International Space Station after the Boeing Starliner rocket that got them there had multiple failures after docking or during docking. So real quick, speaking of Boeing,
up there, huh?
Still up there. Real quick, speaking of Boeing, another tire incident with one of their planes just 2 days after one of their planes lost its wheel at another airport. Here's the video. This time, Boeing 737's tire exploded as they were preparing to take off from Tampa International, American Airlines. So there you can see they're about ready to take off, and then the tire just explodes, smoke.
Wow. They have some real issues with those landing tires, because earlier this week on Monday, like you just said, that one fell off in the air, but they didn't have the video yet, so they kept playing the video from March when the one fell off, the landing tire fell off in the air. So like they have some serious issues with the landing.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking, man. Like, obviously Boeing's under a microscope because they're getting caught. But like, how common is this stuff? Do we just not pay attention to it normally, or is it happening more common? I mean, I assume there's a correlation between Boeing, like, essentially fucking off with taxpayer dollars on no-bid contracts and not building planes to the standard instead, prioritizing corporate profits.
Yeah. There's a correlation, but I think there probably is some media bias going on, Pat. Just like, when kidnappings happen and then you find, more, that's like start the news cycle.
I think the media should go
you
harder.
Buy a red car, you see red cars, recency bias, all that crap.
This has to be the end of Boeing. I mean, like, that's what this is. These motherfuckers.
Well,
hey, you going to give us some dough and no bids? Just us? Okay.
Aren't they settling for $500 million, which a lot of people are saying? Yeah, a lot of people are saying that that's to get out of what they really would owe, which is way more. So they're getting ahead of it, and they're going to pay like $500 million to the government.
But they're still cranking out planes. In fact, June.
No one's buying them though.
June, their production was the highest it's been this year. 44 planes in June, 35 from the 737 MAX model, 3 Dreamliners. So they're still cranking them out.
Airlines aren't buying them at all. Amy wants to know, live comment, who else builds planes besides Boeing? Airbus, but not a lot of people besides Airbus and Boeing.
It's a duopoly. Yeah. It's Airbus and Boeing.
Yeah. But they're still trying to sell them, and they're still cranking them out. The factory is still, they're
not going to quit.
Yeah. But anyway, so back to the astronauts. They released their first press video from space since docking, explaining their situation and that they are hopeful that when the time comes, their space capsule will get them back home safely, which we all hope it does. Here is Sunita Williams, who doesn't look stressed at all in this video, as well as an explanation of what exactly their situation is when it comes to trying to get back to Earth.
I feel confident that if there was a problem with the International Space Station, we can get in our spacecraft and we can undock, talk to our team, and figure out the best way to come home. Like I said, we've practiced a lot, so I have a feeling, I have a real good feeling in my heart that the spacecraft will bring us home, no problem.
There's two problems they had. This is the capsule and this is the service module. And in the service module, there's helium, and that's used for the propellant. They did have some leaks. They closed the valve and it's not leaking anymore. The capsule has a parachute and a heat shield, and the astronauts come back to Earth in this part of the Starliner capsule. The service module has these 4 things. They're called dog houses. There's one there, one there, one there. And in each dog house, there's several small RCS jets and larger OMAX rocket engines. And these small little jets control the direction that the capsule points. But the service module, when it separates, it hits the atmosphere going 25,000 kilometers an hour, burns up. During docking, a few of these small RCS jets failed off. They were able to get most of them turned back on again, but they did have some problems with them. But once they separate and this thing burns up, they're never going to be able to test it again or have it again.
You don't know. You didn't understand any of that, Pat?
I understood what he was saying, but
so what?
Is he saying
what air is what we can't.
If they can't get those back up the thrusters, they're going to go too fast.
What's your problem?
I was just teasing you because it was a long clip.
It's a good explanation. So basically, the explanation is that the jets attached to the capsule may or may not be working, and they may not be able to steer the fucking capsule in the right direction to get back to where they need to go. So
much better.
So basically, what they're doing is
play his again.
So basically, we want to hear it again. Basically, what they're doing.
I want to feel like Joe Biden. Play it.
Basically, what they're doing is they're waiting till basically it sounds like they're waiting until they run out of food. to the very last minute. They're like, we're going to make the most out of this mission. We're not going to try to get back now. We're going to make sure that we can maybe fix these jets.
Much
we're going
to
make
the chagrin of their significant others at home. They're going to stay up there together.
They're like the captain on the Titanic. And then once they run out of everything, they're going to attempt to come back home, and it may or may not work. Hopefully it does.
It sounds scarier. People were trying to poo-poo it when we covered it like a week or two ago, and like, oh, they're fine. It's starting to sound a little bit scarier. Yeah. And what the fuck was going on with her hair? It looked like she had a Medusa filter.
Yeah, it looked like she was coming to you live from outside of the fuse box in the McAllister's basement.
Her hair was just up like it looked like when you touched that ball at Epcot or whatever.
She liked it. All right, time for a little Biden time. Remember, I guess last week a Biden gaffe surfaced where he was doing an interview with a Philadelphia radio station, and he said this quote:
Supreme Court Justice.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president. I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America.
Okay, so that wasn't that bad. We all know what he's trying to say. He has the first vice black president, Kamala Harris. He served exactly.
That was one of those things that Pat mentioned a lot on the live stream that we did of the debate, where he couldn't put his thoughts together. So like he had the right thought, but he missed a few key words there.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. We know. I mean, I guess it's like, how long can we put up with knowing what he's trying to say?
Right. He's like, it's almost like when you listen to like an infant talk and you're like, I get it, but you miss
your hammered drunk buddy you've been friends with for 20 years.
Right.
Yeah. Let me translate for you.
You have to translate every time.
Right. He wants to see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's made plans with you for tomorrow that probably he will forget about.
So he'll pick you up
tomorrow. Yeah.
By the way, that radio host pictured there, what's her name? Andrea Lawful Sanders. She was fired from the radio station because Biden knew all the questions ahead of time, and the radio station said it violated their practice of remaining an independent media outlet accountable to our listeners. So the fact that he knew the questions ahead,
I think she stepped down. But
she stepped down.
She admitted that everything was pre-planned.
Right.
It's not. I mean, so we talk about, people get mad at journalists, like the fake news and the media. Most journalists do have at least a semblance of integrity, right? And that's what that is. She wasn't supposed to fucking do that. That's against the code.
Right. Yeah.
No, that's like when PFT won Mr. Herndon because he was in cahoots with the judges and he knew all the questions beforehand. So he prepped like a couple days in advance where everyone else had to do it on the fly, and he had all of his answers written. Yeah.
Smart.
Lots of guys. Mr. Herndon.
So on Wednesday, so today, a new radio station came out, Civic Media in Wisconsin, and they said that they also did an interview with President Biden after the debate, and they said that they were contacted by his campaign after the interview and requested to remove two quotes from the interview. One of the quotes said, quote, in addition to that, I have more blacks in my administration than any other president, all other presidents combined, and in major positions.
Couldn't you say black people or African Americans? I feel like blacks is a little harsh.
Well, that's what my racist grandma used to say when she would refer to black people.
Right, black. It's a little harsh.
It is. It's very harsh.
It's the S, the pluralization of black folk or black people, blacks. That's where it's like Jews.
It's like saying the Jews, right? Like
Jews, the Jews. Jews is correct.
The Jews,
you put the in front of it. Right, it feels dirty.
Yeah, it's old timey racist. And then also,
I got more blacks.
I'm surrounded by the blacks I put in.
Look at all these blacks. Anyway, and then another one he said in reference to Donald Trump's call for the death penalty for the Central Park Five, the removal of, quote, I don't know if they even call for their hanging or not, but they said convicted of murder. So again, kind of stepping on the lines of racism and just, stuff you shouldn't be saying as president. So just another example of the cover up that his campaign and his people are doing to make sure that the American people don't realize that his brain's turning to mush as much as it is.
He's a ticking time bomb out there. I still feel like Trump's black jobs takes the cake for the for that in the past couple months.
They're coming over here taking the black jobs. You know, the ones you don't want.
Yeah, what is he talking about?
The bad ones.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, a new poll was released. So there's in the news that the Dems have been testing to see how Kamala would fare against Trump. And a new poll was released today that said that she had a 2% advantage. Of course, the margin of error was 2%, but they surveyed 2,400 adults and found that if she was replaced Biden, that 49 to 46% among all adults registered voters she would win.
You got to assume she'd stand a better chance than Biden.
Yes, I would hope so.
In the current state of affairs, as of the current things that have come out since the debate, maybe a little pre even, but yeah.
And just today, during the NATO summit being held in Washington, D.C., where Biden was late, which pissed off Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Here she is checking her watch and kind of rolling her eyes that this fucking old fucker is late, blah, blah, blah. At least that's what they're saying. She was talking. Yeah, she's pissed. He was introducing Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, who was in attendance.
That's important. He's an ally of ours in the midst of a war against our greatest enemy.
Very important. And here's Biden introducing him.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
Oh, wait, did Russia won the war? He became the president. Oh man.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Man,
it's
I thought that was fake when I first saw it. That's so bad. And then it went on. It went on where he realized his mistake, obviously, or someone told him, and he goes, "Oh my God!" He's like, "Obviously not President Putin, President Zelenskyy." He goes, "President Putin's the bad one. This guy's much better." And then Zelenskyy, who's like 5'2", steps up to the podium and he goes, "I'm much better."
Yeah. It was worse than that. He goes, "I'm so focused on beating Putin," which you don't want to say out loud when you're in a proxy war.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got Putin on the mind. Yeah.
Still bad.
Real quick on the Putin trip. We didn't cover this yesterday. Tell me why Clarence Thomas did a Russia cruise on a super yacht that was gifted to him by Harlan Crow. And then he got on a helicopter and flew the helicopter to Putin's hometown. Tell me why.
Because it was fun.
Why?
Because it was fun.
That's an appropriate thing for a Supreme Court justice to do.
Free.
Roll to the hometown of our number one enemy. Yeah, okay.
You can't turn down a helicopter ride.
Because it was the height of luxury, Pat.
Clarence Thomas loves helicopter rides.
He does.
Finally, last clip. This is something that is interesting. It's Trump commenting on the fact, this is like 6 days ago. Maybe he has some inside information. Maybe, he doesn't, but it's him commenting on Biden dropping out and Kamala Harris replacing him.
There was a video that was recently leaked of Donald Trump on his golf course this week, heavily criticizing both Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Take a listen to what Donald Trump said.
Old broken down pile of crap. Yeah, it's a bad guy. He just quit, he's quitting the race. Is that right? Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means you have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic. It's so amazing. It's just so bad. So I just can't imagine. But can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, a very tough guy.
There's Barron Trump next to him, just silently hearing her.
He's amazing.
She's the fucking worst.
That's Trump in his atmosphere. They got him at the golf course. He's
putting on his glove. He's about ready to tee off. He's just holding
What's the scenario?
Step aside. Got to tee off.
Yeah. I see a lot of videos like that. Do you think it's just like anyone that's playing that day as the holes are crossing, they just pop over to him? Is that like in good form? Because there's
someone asked him,
always.
Do you want to say a few things? And he's like, "Yeah, around the camera,
Yeah, and he's got yes men just surrounding him, being like, "Oh yeah, you're right, President Trump. Yeah, I mean,
you're the king, Don.
Yeah, you're the king." So that's what's going on.
Biden is talking live as we are too right now, and it doesn't look like he's resigning based on the non-audio.
Yeah, okay.
So he's still talking.
Yeah. That's I thought potentially why they were late, but.
Right.
No luck.
No
luck. By resigning, I mean like not running again.
Right.
probably gonna. Anyways, well, yeah, that's a huge update, Wes. Thank you.
Can I talk real quick about BetterHelp, who is sponsoring the show? This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Please do.
Yeah. Yes.
Mental health, mega important. A lot of times you feel trashy. Like I feel trashy right now because I'm having a bit of a midlife crisis, and my dad died, and I'm overweight, and I can't quit smoking, and the depression is just creeping up on me. But once a week, things get a little bit better when I talked to my therapist through BetterHelp. It's pretty awesome. Let me tell you about the process. I was like, man, Pat, you need some therapy. So got on BetterHelp, and maybe within like, I don't know, 7 minutes, I had an appointment scheduled with my guy. Yeah, just put in what I was looking for. You can go in there, look at dozens and dozens, hundreds of different counselors, therapists, all sorts of different mental health professionals. Find the one that suits you for what your needs are. My guy had, he also does executive coaching. That's like a little bit of a sprinkle. I'm not an executive, but he helps with relationship stuff and grief. Those are the two things I was looking for. And I said, oh, he's also got some experience executive coaching. So sometimes at the end of the session, I'm like, hey, Doc, I want to make more money. And we talk about that. But at the end of the day, at the end of the session, I feel better. My relationship is better. My outlook on the day is better. And I get tools for like, why am I so mad all the time? And how do I deal with that? And it's really the best money you could spend. And it's a lot easier than going to the gym. And I think you should give BetterHelp a try.
Yeah.
So it's flexible. It's easy. And yeah, it's a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists anytime you don't like your therapist. No additional charge. So stop comparing other options and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com /hardfactor. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com /hardfactor.
Beautiful.
You guys want to talk about true crime murder deaths or
the thumbs down emoji? Yeah.
Thumbs down emoji. Okay, guys, let's talk about some true crime. I'm going to introduce you to my man here, my guy, DC native Faisal. Oh, that's Joe Biden.
That's Joe Biden.
Where's my guy Faisal? My Faisal pick didn't load. That's okay. He's a handsome man.
Faisal goes west.
Faisal. Faisal's a traditional Islamic name. There's Faisal. Take a look at Faisal. That's Faisal Tickled, and he's 53 years old. Lives in D.C. He likes to pay for it, and when he pays for it, he likes to get his money's worth. Because if you're a man of means in your 50s, you can do that. Especially in the nation's capital. And that's what Faisal does. He does it. On April 1st, Faisal was looking to get some sugar. So he dialed up his sugar baby and her 22-year-old friend,
Faisal
Tiffany
goes south.
Taylor Gray. Yeah, this is Tiffany Taylor Gray. She's 22. That's the sugar baby. Yeah. He dialed her up and her less appealing 19-year-old friend, Audrey Miller. But yeah,
two for
both
one.
ladies got calls or texts from Faisal. And they said, yeah, we'll come over so we can get the party started. They responded to his texts with something along the lines of, totally, Daddy. We definitely want to come over and bang you, and it's not for the money. But it being April Fool's Day, most likely didn't register for Faisal, so he was fired up.
Yeah.
He's like,
is it okay if I bring another baby, Dad?
Exactly. Yeah. You got enough sugar for all the babies? But yeah, everyone was happy because they were pulling Faisal's leg, saying they wanted to bang him for not money. And Faisal was like, damn, these chicks want to bang me for not money. It was a perfect situation. Faisal was fired up.
That's what he wanted to hear.
About 7:30 p.m.,
the
less appealing sugar baby, Audrey Miller, 19 years old, she rolled up. And she got things going. But
you don't want her to get there first.
What's that?
So you don't really want her to get there first. She can, she can maybe join in, but not. You don't want her first.
Well, if you're Faisal, you're thinking that there's not collusion, but there's if she shows up first, there's certainly collusion.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Because if just she is coming,
what's going wrong here?
Yeah, what's going wrong here? But Audrey showed up at 7:30 p.m. and Faisal, the sugar daddy, he got things going. He likes to party sweet too. So
Oh, yeah.
right after Audrey got there, he ran out to get 3 cans of Coke, came back. I like to think he was cutting it with some bourbon. That's my favorite drink. That's what I do. If I'm drinking bourbon at someone's house, I get 3 cans of Coke. It's a lot of sugar, but like Faisal, I like it sweet.
Oh, is this a Jack and Coke, Daddy?
Oh, Daddy. And Faisal kept being like, when's Tiffany getting here, though?
Yeah.
He kept saying,
Yeah.
It's great you're here and everything, but is Tiffany going to be here soon?
First girl managed to chug all 3 Cokes before.
Right. She's the same height as Faisal. Faisal's like looking down at her there, being like, this isn't Tiffany. That's what he wants. But Tiffany did come about 11:30 p.m. The main event was set to kick off. That's when Faisal's sugar baby herself, Tiffany Taylor Gray, showed up outside his apartment, dressed in the standard stripper costume. Let's see if I can find it, which is a matching sweatsuit with calligraphy writing on it and a hood. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Same thing.
They asked for Coke and he got Coca-Cola cans.
Probably
it's the
like
same thing.
a purple
Strippers
color.
coming. Yeah, purple. This one happened to be black, but they strippers and prostitutes, when they show up, they try to look like a boxer who's about to enter the ring. Essentially, they put their comfies on, and that's what she was doing. Yeah. So,
do you mind if I go to the bathroom for 48 minutes to?
That's what they do
to get presentable.
And, they run the clock.
Show up in like
you.
sweats.
Yeah.
They run that.
Where's your
clock.
bathroom? That's the first thing. Hello, where's your bathroom?
And then they just hang out there for a while.
What? Yeah.
They're there for just a while.
They're there forever.
There's nothing you can do at it but just keep checking the clock. And
am I paying for this?
God damn it! What the hell is going on here?
Somebody go knock.
What you doing in that bathroom? Hey, you draw straws. You got the best rapport with her, man. You knock.
Yeah, you called her.
Right, and then you knock and you hear, yeah, because she's just snorting the last line of whatever
just getting ready for you, Daddy.
She needs to get through. Just getting my sugar, Daddy. Yeah, that's how she rolled out. That's what she was wearing. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, what Faisal didn't know is that a little bit before 11:30, for quite a while afterwards, when Tiffany Taylor Gray pulled up outside his apartment, she wasn't alone. Surveillance camera footage shows that Tiffany was posted up outside his apartment, sitting in the car with Tiffany's, quote, play brother, her play brother. And it's something in the African-American community, like a play cousin, someone who's like your family member, but not your family member, someone who's in your neighborhood you're very close to. That's Tiffany's words. She referred to Tommy Whack, which is the guy's name, as a play brother, and whack Tommy did. But we'll get to that in just a second. The ladies went in, and the ladies came out, and they were carrying something in their pockets. Tiffany she took a little sous vide. Turns out things got a little bit too sweet, and then they went sour, and the woman beat Faisal and stabbed him, beat him over the head, killed him, and I guess someone had the bright idea at that point to get his thumb, because you need the thumb to access phones from 6 years ago. Why they didn't take his eyes, I don't know. But they cut his thumb off.
Maybe his whole head would have worked. But
get his thumb.
Him alive.
Yeah, get his thumb.
All right.
Yeah, good call for the phone.
They're at the ATM, like pushing numbers.
It's not funny. The poor guy's dead. A couple days later, Tommy Whack and Tiffany and a couple other dudes came back and stole more shit from Faisal's house. So they murdered Faisal, stole his thumb, and then they sat on it for a couple days. And said, he's got more shit there. Let's go back.
Man,
they really
was a lonely guy. No one knew he was dead in the apartment for a couple of days.
The only reason they find out that Faisal was dead is because someone overheard Tiffany talking about how iPhones don't open with thumbprints anymore, and now she had no use for this dead man's thumb.
Right. The useless thumb.
It wasn't even Faisal's family or friends. It was someone snitching on Tiff. Tiffany confirmed that she used some money that she stole from Faisal. She sent via Cash App to herself to buy weed and alcohol and some Uber rides. And About $1,800. Anyway, the ladies have been arrested, and they are going to trial.
I feel like that's what they would have gotten just by fucking Faisal.
I totally agree with you. But they're idiots.
They are.
Well, they wanted more, but they got the thumb.
They got the thumb, dude.
So they had limited access. Yeah.
Wait a minute. How are we going to get his phone? Get his thumb.
Hey, make sure you get his thumb.
Take a picture of it and email his bank his thumb.
Hey, baby, make sure you get that man's thumb.
You recognize this thumb?
Dude, I was actually randomly like charging old iPhones today because I needed to get something off an old MetaMask. And I went back 5 phones before I got to the thumb verification.
Dude, that was when like you held it down and it like made it red and like all around
Exactly.
it. It's like, that was ridiculous.
What an idiot. Get his face too.
Yeah. Cut his
We gotta
head
go
off.
back. We gotta go back and we gotta go back and get his face to open his phone.
What did Tommy Wack do? He helped beat him to death? He was in there with him?
Tommy Wack wasn't in on the murder. The ladies did the murder, but Tommy Wack came back and stole the stuff. Him and 2 other guys.
Damn. Well, fuck all of them. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is a thumbs down. Now I get it. Get your reference.
There you go.
All right. I've got a story for you today that proves why the lion is the king of the jungle, and I'd say maybe surpasses the Isle of Man jet ski guy that went 60 miles on a jet ski during COVID for pussy, even though he couldn't swim. Remember him?
that? Oh, yeah. Bold move.
Yeah, and she was so tickled pink that she wanted to marry him, and then they broke up like a month later. But meet Lion brothers, Jacob and Tibu.
Oh,
Jacob,
these are real lions.
They're actual lions. Yeah. These are horny lions. Jacob has 3 legs because one was caught in a poacher's trap and needed amputation.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Dang.
Back hind leg.
Yeah, like
That's
half
kinda
his leg.
sad. Oh, is it the front? Is it the front leg he doesn't have? He doesn't have his front leg.
No, that's just a camera trick. It's his back left leg, driver's side passenger. It's cut off at the joint because it got caught in a poacher's trap. So he's got like 3.5 legs, but he doesn't have a foot. He only has 3 paws. These kings just set what is believed to be a record-long swim for lions, swimming over a mile in the waters of Uganda's Queen Elizabeth National Park, the Nile River, which was infested with crocodiles, to get some lioness tail.
That's awesome. How do they know that? Were they tracking them? Maybe is it like
they were? There's a video, but here's a picture of them in the Nile. Like, look at those dots with the trails.
Shit.
Those are the lions. It's just open water. They swam for over 45 minutes and they tracked them the whole time. Unbelievable. The crocs didn't even mess with them because they could smell the man on these lions and had to respect it. That's a trail of musk, by the way. You can see.
You hungry? Something's coming.
You can see.
No, wait a minute. I don't want. If I bite it, I might get shot in the eye. Those guys are fully locked and loaded.
These guys are on mission. These guys are the poster boys for when you get knocked down, you get back up again, and you scam on chicks, because mere hours before they did the record swim, they lost a vicious battle to other males in their territory, probably because Jacob has 3 legs and can't pounce.
Yeah.
And these dudes took their chicks. So they're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Let's swim across the entire park.
Yeah. Listen, I got 3 legs. I need some pussy.
Yeah, I've got 3 legs and I've got 2 half legs going right now.
I just got my ass kicked and I got 3 legs. I need some pussy.
Yeah,
let's canoe on down to the girls' camp.
Yeah, that's what they did. So they said, "Fuck it, we're mobile," and swam to the other side of the park, following the trails of Lioness Poon. It was like their northern light guiding them to the Holy Land. They could smell it in the water. Just head straight for it.
What if I was scared?
They must have been lifting it up when they got over there. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely told the ladies what they did. We swam a record ways to get to you, which was impressive.
Why don't you lift it up so I can smell it?
Yeah. Maybe I should lay on my back. I'm a little tired. Dr. Alex Burkowski, Polish guy, researcher from a fellow at the Griffith University Center for Planetary Health and Food Security in Australia, has been following specifically tripod Jacob's life for the past 8 years, saying, "Jacob has had the most incredible journey and really is a cat with 9 lives." I'm doing an English accent for an Australian guy. "I bet all my belongings that we are looking at Africa's most resilient lion. He has been gored by a buffalo. His family was poisoned For lion body part trade, he was caught in a poacher's snare and finally lost his leg in another attempted poaching incident where he was caught in a steel trap. He went on to say, Jacob's piece is a sight to behold that will not be denied, because Jacob is not going to be denied.
No. And I'm reading here that lions last about 17 seconds on average.
Yeah, but they do it like 400 times during mating season. So they go like 17 seconds and then they wait like 5 minutes and they go like 17 seconds and they wait like 5 minutes and they go like they fuck nonstop for 17 seconds. Yeah.
She must be tired.
Yeah. They are. Not surprisingly, Jacob took the brunt of the damage in the fight with the male lions that forced them out. But he's like Rocky. He just kept getting up. The brothers attempted the record crossing 3 times, turning back twice. But despite unimaginable exhaustion after getting their asses kicked and being tired from swimming, they made it and are hunting down fresh tail.
They turned back twice?
Yeah, because it was like water infested with crocodiles 4 times their size, Nile crocs, and hippos, and they were bleeding from a fight. So like they kept turning back and being like, we can't make it. And then they just were so horny that they said, fuck.
I don't know, brother. I don't know. Do you want this pussy or not?
Yeah.
You have to go. I don't.
Yeah.
The 4-legged guy was the one turning back.
Classic sneak out saying.
I don't know, Jacob. I don't need to go.
Exactly.
Stop making me go.
She's your girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. The lion population has been dwindling in Uganda's Queen Elizabeth National Park, but it's sure as shit not Jacob or Tibu's fault. They're on the case and are animals of the month, which is a thing that we do. Never.
Nice.
First I've heard of it, but I'm in.
Animals of the month. Jacob and Tibu.
Animals of the month. Hell yeah.
All right. Let's end the week on a not as fun one. Another horny animal who's not nearly as cool as Jacob or Tibu. And that's the adult man who ejaculated on a woman in a Philadelphia dollar store this week. Did you guys hear about this? It was actually a couple weeks ago. So
big time. Yeah. It was horrible for her.
Yes.
But the language she used to describe what happened to her was my favorite.
What did
I
she
love
say?
it when people, she said, he nutted on me. He just nutted on my leg.
She chased him out of the store.
Stop him. He nutted on me.
Stop him. He nutted on me.
And he's just scurrying across the parking lot after nutting on her.
Here's the images they had of him as he's entering the store to nut on her.
Also the shirt he's wearing, it's not gonna lick itself with a candy cane on it. It's not very low profile if you're planning on nutting on a girl's leg and running out of the
guy with
store.
that's not gonna lick itself shirt.
Like a white trash shirt.
Dude, I mean, it's also the type of shirt someone gets you, which is another problem because apparently this guy's done this before. So if he's got a history, who was like, you know who'd like this? David would like this shirt.
Yeah, this is David's style shirt. It could only be more offensive if he had a beard, like if he looked like Santa. He had like a Santa suit opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lick itself. So yeah, I guess that guy did that was on June 23rd inside a Dollar Tree, on Snyder Avenue, and it went viral this week. And rapper Meek Mill from Philly even got in on it, saying, quote, "Let's play manhunt. I got 2 bands on whoever finds this creep," on X. And then the internet did what the internet does, and they found that he is 35-year-old Gary Miles, and he has turned himself in. So it's a good ending to the story. Here's a funny internet clip from Dinesh, who is one of those guys that goes like for social justice after creeps and racists and people that do things like that. Like that guy who looks like Santa, the big guy with the beard. You know what I'm talking about? They're like, let's find this guy. Let's find this guy. Yeah. So here's Dinesh. Here's Dinesh. That guy Dinesh about this.
Might be covered in jizz. Watch this.
Look, he nutted on my head. You're gonna help.
What the hell?
Oh my God.
Why is this sort of thing common? It is absolutely revolting.
So meet Gary Miles. So they found him, but we'll read some of these things. It's hilarious. The people describing how they know it's Gary Miles. So they have pictures of him. Please stop asking me if I'm sure it's him. I know this man personally, not to mention he's on probation for 3 prior convictions doing the same thing. He broke into a friend of mine's home. They just destroyed him.
Nutted on her leg.
Yeah, they have personal things about him doing it to their friends. So
that's his thing, man.
He's a serial ejaculator on people. They got him. 35-year-old Gary Miles is arrested.
How does he? I'm trying to think of how he. I mean, it's kind of
a skill.
It's a skill. It is.
It's because it's his fetish. Like, if you ever seen a foot fetish guy get around a nice foot, it's like almost too much for him. So his fetish happens to be ejaculating on legs.
It's 3 strokes and he's done.
He doesn't get stage fright because that's his thing.
He just looks at the leg. He just zeroes in on the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know.
It's just me and the leg.
I don't think Guinness would verify it, but that's got to be. He's got to be one of the best in the world at that.
Yeah.
Right.
Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
Ability to nut on the leg most quickly.
Absolutely, from soft to entering a store soft to nutting on a leg, he's the fastest at doing
Summertime's dangerous for him.
Man. Speaking of which, did you guys watch Tickled?
I did.
We got to talk. So Tickled, we're gonna do what I guess we could talk about on the main show, but also probably gonna be a Hive hour about Tickled.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the Hive hour. But Tickled on Netflix is fucking awesome, dude.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's it for
very
the week.
gay, but very amazing.
It's about tickling. All right. Well, we're laughing like we've been tickled. We love you guys. Have a great fucking weekend. We'll talk to you next week.